Good evening, everybody. Happy New Year. It is good to be back. Let me know how everything sounds, because everything has kind of been changed, as you'll see in a second here. But it is good to be back streaming. Loud. Okay. How's that? Is that better? Is this too quiet now? How's that? Is that better? Is this too quiet now? Sound is better? Okay, good. Good. So, I hope everyone has had a lovely holiday season. Everyone had hopefully some fun train stuff happen in the past few weeks. My big train thing from this holiday season was I still have to get it set up in my new space, but I have a Loc programmer now. So I'm going to be diving into fiddling with Loc sound decoders, and I got to figure out some speakers and things like that. So that was my big train thing this holiday season. That plus starting to move forward on some projects. Right here I've got one of my RS11s fully stripped down and ready for paint. So between that and moving in here, as you can see, I have a brand new backdrop. It's a little pink at the moment. Eventually I'll get it painted to a more of like a cool blue, like a pale blue or a pale green or something like that, something more neutral. But This is the new space. I still gotta get some stuff up. There's still, as you can see over here, there's still plenty of stuff to finish putting away and sorting and organizing and all of that. But the biggest and most important thing about this is I got space. I can move all around now. I'm not crammed in my tiny little corner like I was way back when back when I was at my family's house. So it is awesome to have space to be able to not only move around and feel less cramped, but also start to organize things. So I have been really working on organizing a lot the past few days. I did Dennis. I am now living with my grandmother, which is not far from my parents' house, but it's moving to somewhere new, somewhere better. Just don't drop anything on the floor now. Yeah, let's try and avoid that. It does feel good, Seth. Absolutely. Let's go through and say hi to everyone while I'm doing this. We got Brandon, Josh, Dennis, Peter. We got Sean, Paul, Adam, and Seth, and I think that's everyone. So it's good to see you all. I kind of missed streaming the past few weeks. I thought about doing some streams and stuff, but it just didn't quite work out. I was hoping I would be able to get a stream done like the last couple of days, but then things just got really busy. So, but it's good to see you all again. It's good to be back. Cornell Red or BNCCS Blue? That is a good question, Paul. I haven't decided which unit's gonna get which paint scheme yet. I have to think about it, because the thing is, I have the two models that I have. Yes, 100% echoey. I can, you know, I need to. What I want to do is I want to put up like along one of these walls. I want to put up like a big, I don't know, some sort of tapestry or something to stop some of that bounce. But yeah. Back to the RS11. So let's pull this over here. Let's move the Flexi Flo out of the way for now. Peter, that's awesome. That sounds like a lot of fun, Peter. Okay, so the two RS11 models I have right now ready for BNCCS are this one, which is done, and one that is still in my dip tank. I don't know how much paint I'm actually going to be able to get off of it. So this isn't the one that's here. This is an Atlas Classic model. And then this one is a old Kato / Atlas model. You know, Kato mechanism, Kato drive. The Kato one has much more stubborn paint, but it's starting to come off now, so that's good. I'm going to leave it in the tank, let it keep soaking. And maybe after stream tonight, I'll clean it off fully. Goodness gracious. Yeah, here's hoping that doesn't happen, Dennis. But, so the two models I have, the Atlas one and the Kato one, they're both very similar. The main issue is the Kato one, the drive is identical to the old Kato RS3s, which is technically not correct for the RS11. It's the length of the model is good, but the distance between the bolsters, I believe, is the difference, which is it is too close on the Kato model. Now, it's not, you know, I put the models side by side, and it's not such a big difference that you can really tell, but I'll know. And I have to decide which model is going to get which scheme. I think what I might do is do the Cornell red on the Kato model, because with all the weathering it's going to get, that will hopefully help hide the difference. But I have to sit down and decide. Sorry, I'm just working on reloading my insulin pump as I warm up the stream here. I was sitting down and getting set up, and I hit the go live button, and then my pump beeped that, oh, you gotta replace it. So that's why it took me a few extra minutes to get started here. But the main thing we're going to be working on tonight, the thing that was in the thumbnail, is we're going to be starting the process of weathering this Rapido Flexi Flo, and hopefully doing a good job of it, considering I have a reference image of the exact same number of rail car as this. It's 897-808. So considering that, I am going to try hard to be as accurate to the prototype picture as I can get, including I'm going to add an ACI plate and stuff like that. Willow Creek Brad, welcome in, Brad. Good to have ya. Oh, the XD&H we traded. So I haven't gotten to that locomotive yet, Paul. That one, eventually, yes. The XD&H one that got traded from the GWT, that is going to be staying in D&H with a double patch, much like the Cornell Red one. The Cornell Red one is going to be, it's Lehigh Valley, it's BNCCS, X Conrail, X Lehigh Valley. So it's going to be Lehigh Valley with a patch of Conrail and then a patch on top of the Conrail patch to be BNCCS. Actually, let me pull up quickly I can open up the decal file because I just had it pulled up because I just put in the order for them again to make sure they are good to go. I unfortunately screwed up the order last time. I need to go to here, this, that, boom. So here you can see basically the idea. So we've got, you know, all the Lehigh Valley lettering and everything. Then we have the Conrail patches crossed out. And then we have some BNCCS stencil patches and stencil lettering. But the number boards have not been changed yet. Those are still the Lehigh Valley number boards. And of course we've got the build plate. But so, you know, we've got the crossed out Lehigh Valley numbers here, 7640. And then we're going to put the 314 right next to them or under them. And then over here we have the decals for the straight BNCC, you know, the already repainted unit, which will be another one of the X Lehigh Valleys, but it's already been repainted. The GWT one, I have to find another model for. I decided I want to do a BNCCS one, and I want to do the Lehigh Valley patch because I thought that was going to be really fun to do. So I decided to do those first, and then I'm going to get around to the D&H patch, the D&H double patch, because I think the Lehigh Valley one will give me a good bit of practice on that. Of course, Dennis. The BNCCS, which is my fictional railroad, is the Balfour and Colucci Creek Southern Railroad. It was formed in... Oh, shoot. One second. Hold on. I'll be right back. Slight technical difficulty with putting my insulin pump on. There we go. Now we're okay. The hazards of multitasking. Luckily, we're all good. But so the BNCCS, the Balfour and Colucci Creek Southern Railroad, was formed in 1932 from a merger of the Balfour Railroad and the Colucci Creek Southern Railways, which were competitors, but really more collaborators of small local railroads that interchanged freight across the Hudson River from one another. The Balfour Railroad was on the West Shore, connecting the city of Newburgh with the town of Balfour, which is a fictional town that I put up on the banks of the Hudson. And then the Colucci Creek Southern Railway connected the town of Wappingers to the railroad, as well as down to the town of city of Beacon, and had basically took the trackage rights of purchased the right of way of the ND&C to Hopewell, where it interchanged with the New Haven. After they merged, they eventually through time wound up purchasing in the late 1930s the Maybrook line from Danbury, Connecticut out to Maybrook, and Danbury became the new gateway to New England for the New Haven. And then in the 1950s, after the McGinnis presidency, the railroad went bankrupt once again. The New Haven, that is, went bankrupt once again. The Interstate Commerce Commission came in and designated the BNCCS the mandated operators of the New Haven, and that gets us to 1980, which is right within the time period I model, which is when the New Haven gets fully merged into the BNCCS. Until then, they were on as two separate railroads still. So that's a quick rundown. You can find more on my website, bccsrailroad.weebly.com. It is linked. Where is it? I think it's linked on my channel's homepage somewhere. You can also find it out just by looking up BNCCS. But yeah, so this is these are this is the decal sheet that I just ordered. These are, unfortunately, I had to reorder. These are the decals for the winners of the giveaway back in November. I got the printed, and then I screwed up. I attached the wrong files for the logos, so they were all low res. So I'm redoing those for all you folks out there who won. Also, Dennis, I need to remember to respond to your email, because I saw that you sent me an email inquiring about what I do for streaming. I'll get you some information on that maybe tomorrow. But in any case, that's what we're dealing with. But so that's what the RS11s are. And like I said, Paul, eventually I'll get around to the D&H one. That came downstate from you guys, you up at the GWT. Excuse me. So this is what we're focusing on first tonight. We have a couple other projects I'll quickly go through. One is I don't know if I'm going to do it live tonight. We're going to see how far we get with this car. But I got from Mini Prints for my dad for Christmas. I got him some beavers because he really likes beavers, and he's working on a T-Track module, or going to be working on a T-Track module, which has a beaver dam. So I am going to paint those for him. And I've already showed him, when they arrived, I showed them to him, but I haven't had a chance to paint them yet because I was moving my whole workbench and life and everything. But so we might get around to doing those. And then we also have over here, I have some more mini prints. And then I have stuff for the T-Track module, the Hopewell modules that I need to keep working on. So plenty to do, but we're gonna start with the Flexi Flo here, which means I need to figure out. I can't believe I didn't think about this until just now. I need to figure out where I put my weathering paints. The dangers of moving. Everything is everywhere. I don't think they're in that box. They might be in this box. I can't believe I didn't grab these before stream. See, this is what I'm trying to avoid by trying to be very organized as I set things up in my room. Now. Did I put them up top here? I didn't think I did. No, I did not. I might need a minute, folks. I might need to take a minute to trying to remember where I put these. They might be in there. All right. I will be back in just a moment. If you give me some time. I will see you guys in just a minute once I find this freaking paint. Turns out I just need to give myself more credit. I went to try and find. Wait, what is happening here? Oh, there we go. So I went to try and find my paint. I was looking everywhere for it. I realized I did organize it. It was put in with my other paints. I couldn't remember if I had put it away or not before as I was packing up. So I didn't know, but it was, shockingly enough, Paul. Mind-blowingly, it was where it belonged. Don't ask me how or why, but it sure was. Well, at least most of it is. I don't know where the black paint went. It's probably in there somewhere. Or it's in one of these bags. As much as I made a lot of progress in getting everything set up and organized here, there's still a long way to go. Alright. So, what we have here, let me zoom in. Go properties, configure video. What we have here is a Rapido Flexi Flo. And they did a really good job with it because, you know, they're usually pretty good with the details and stuff. But what's nice about this car if I bring the light down. Oh, don't worry, Dennis. I knew how much crap I had before I moved it. But so as you can see, it does have New York Central patches. Oh, let's pull that over here so you can actually see the reference photo. But as you can see, it does have, the NYC patched out. It has a couple numbers patched out. So we need to do some work to make that believable. It has the big rectangle patch over here for the oval logo, New York Central oval logo. And otherwise, it has a lot of really good detail. The only other thing that I need to add, the only thing I need to add to it other than weathering is I need to, right above the bolster here, I need to put on a plate for the ACI label. Luckily, I have a bunch of ACI label decals, but I'm going to do that before anything else. So let me grab my decals, which are right here. And still need to be sorted. And then I'll grab my styrene, which is in this box here. PC for the win, indeed. Welcome in, Ted. Good to see you. Happy New Year. Hope you've been doing well. Oh, sorry, I haven't been able to tune into any of your streams, Ted. I've been super busy on the weekends. Wait a minute. What is this? I don't need this. That can go in the garbage. Sweet. All right, which ACI labels? There's the ACI labels. Do I have an IKEA locally, Dennis? No, I sure wish I did. The nearest IKEA to me, I believe, is in like Newark, New Jersey. I think that's the closest one. Otherwise, I would probably be getting some nice organizers at IKEA. Also, let me do this. That way you can see a little better. Also, I need to go grab the black paint. All right, let me go grab the black paint. Brand new one in Syracuse. You can't wait to get to. Yeah, I know, Ted. I know. I've tuned into some of the replays. It's always a good time. You do a good job of sharing your techniques. But I wish I could get to more live because I love to chat with you. All right. How to do this? All right. Exactos. I just had those. Where there? Since I put them. I was like, I was just holding them. Take out so Denny, I got these from K4, was it K4 decals? Yeah, K4decals.com. They have, it's just a sheet, it's let me zoom the camera out just a touch So I can show you. It's just a sheet with a bunch of generic labels. It's got, you know, different color stripes and everything. It's, you know, I'd have to look at it closely to really tell what number it says. You know, I do know how to read ACI labels. I do have to pull up a chart to remind myself of what numbers are, but I know how to read them. I learned how to read them when I decided to make my own, which I think actually I have the notebook up. No, I didn't put the notebook up here. I put that in a drawer somewhere. I had the notebook somewhere where I was working out. What was that down here? It's not important. I was working out how to how they worked, because I designed a bunch for the BNCCS's, like when I'm doing custom decals. If I open up the decal file again here. Bam. And I zoom in to actually, this sheet doesn't have any. Of course it doesn't. Let me find one that does have it. The challenges are reading the CI labels. This order should have had some, I believe. Yep. Yeah, there we go. Turn this back on. What? There it is. What? Why can't I? Oh, there it is. Hello. It wasn't showing up for a minute on my screen. Hold on, let me resize it. There we go. So this is for my SD40-2s. That's an accurate ACI label. I did forget on the 40-2s to put the black backdrop, but it's okay because I just put it right on a sheet of black styrene. A sheet of styrene painted black. But that's an accurate, you know, start. I believe the first two is locomotive ore. So since it's white, that means locomotive as opposed to rolling stock. And then the next 2, 4, 6 is the road, you know, the railroad, I think. I can't recall now. So this is 001. Oh no. This is 1700. That's what that is. 1700 right there. So this is 001700. There we go. Which means 1, 2. Yeah, I was right. These 6 are the railroad. That's 001700 for the locomotive number. And then the end, and then the checksum right there. So, yeah, you could call me the king of the train nerds, I suppose, Paul. I guess that would be an accurate descriptor. All right. But let's bring this back up. Let's just do like this to get all the distractions out of the way. Thank you, Paul. Thank you. Okay. So, let's get some water into a well over here. There we go. Paul, you'll be proud to learn that I did go out to Home Depot today, and pick up my camera here. I picked up a whole bunch of organizers for my pegboard. So I will be working on that. Yes, that's the full. Thank you, Adam. Yeah, the validity data digiter to checksum, then actually, Adam, I believe you have that backwards. Well, you have some of that. The validity digit is the top, the start stop is the bottom, but then it is equipment from bottom to top. It's equipment code, owner number, card number. So I believe mine says, I think it's 0, and then I made up like 1676 or something for the BNCCS. I did look at there is a chart available online of all of the owner numbers that were used for CardTrack that I did find, and I did look and make sure the number that I was using for the BNCCS was not taken. But I think I did like 176 or 376 maybe. I have it written down somewhere because I write down everything. I really thought it was up here, but maybe it's because I know it used to be up here when I was in the other house. So I think that might just be what I'm thinking of, and I think I put it somewhere else. But anyways, what was I doing? Oh yes, decals. These. The older version, maybe. It might be. All right. For now, anyways, let's go ahead and cut out these decals. Oh, right. First, I want to paint a spot of black on the styrene. Oh well. I mean, everything about it was right. I just think at least for the documentation, all the documentation I've seen, it was modified the way it was the way I described. Doesn't necessarily mean it was always that way, but that's all the documentation I've seen when I spent my time looking into it. Happy New Year, Val. Thank you. It's really good to be set up in this new space and have the space to just to do that. I couldn't have done that in my old room, so. Everything is RFID now, so you'll have to renew and you'll have to start doing everything doing that, yeah. Put a little RFID chip in every piece of rolling stock. I don't know, all I know is that as I'm doing my while I'm doing my accurate ACI labels, I'm just preparing for the day when someone comes up with a functional ACI label in N-Scale, or ACI reader in N-Scale. I'm future-proofing myself. Okay, where did the decal go? Oh, it's there. Come on, paint, work with me. Give me a nice flat black. Good evening, Sam. Good to see ya. Thanks for popping in. Hope you are having a wonderful new year. Looking forward to getting back to recording the podcast with you. We'll be hopefully recording a new one. What is that? That's 2 weeks from now. We'll be recording in 2 weeks? Week and a half? Something like that. We'll be recording a new episode and hopefully have that out in a couple weeks for y'all. The Model Train People podcast. So, good to see you, Sam. Hope you have a wonderful night. Thanks for popping in to say hi. Dennis, I did see... I've seen that someone did it at HO scale by having... Basically, it was a... I think it was an RFID chip underneath the car, and then when the car would roll over it past the non-functional scanner, it would read the RFID and function like it was reading it off of the barcode. But I don't think it actually was, but I'm not sure. Regardless, it's cool stuff. I grab my tweezers. Let's grab this decal. Dunk it in the water, which is in this pocket. That's cheating. Yeah, not allowed. All right, let's go ahead and transfer this decal. Oh, shoot. There we go. Let's slide this decal off of the decal paper onto the styrofoam, or styrene. So, what's everyone else been working on over the winter break and all that? Well, winter break. I know Paul has been working on getting the HO scale versions of B and CCS SD40-2s done for his railroad. Oh, yep, there it is. Yeah, you know, just driving yourself insane. Well, in pain works too. Redoing your custom paints. Let's see, what else? Almost a year break for you, but won't be lasting much longer. Yeah, I saw you're hoping to get that job at the, as a bag slinger. I wish you the best with that, man. Denny had 2 4-day weekends back to back. She took the time work on lighting for buildings on the layout. Nice. Very nice. I love lights. Ted, gaining weight that you don't need to gain. Yeah, the holidays are a dangerous time for that. Definitely pain, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. See. Adam's finishing up his peanut butter lid. He's got both the hex wall storage and the multi-board storage panels printed off. Nice. You going for badging this week? You got to schedule it? Yeah, part-time, but it's work. I mean, that's where I'm at right now. You know, I'm working 3 days a week at the architecture firm that I work for. But, you know, it pays the bills. It gets me to the point where I can pay off my loans, or at least the ones that my parents aren't helping me with right now. This year I'm hoping to get a true full-time job somewhere that I gotta do some job hunting for. But until then, this gets the job done. So, and purging lots of stuff from the basement. Yeah, that's part of my moving process or I guess part of my moving in process is really what it is. I've been doing a lot of purging, a lot of just getting rid of stuff. Dennis send me emails or email me a few pictures. Nice. Looking forward to seeing those. Alright, let's go ahead. Started with architectural action no one, but ended up being more geared to computer scientists. Now you feel old. I won't make you feel more old. There's something I could say that would make you feel even more old about that statement, but I'll keep out of it. Let's get some microsol on there. And Paul, I saw you had a great experience with some Solvaset tonight. I've been thinking about maybe picking some of that up as well, but no, I'm just not sure if I really need it because I've never had any. Well, then again, you never had anything you needed the Solvaset for until now, so who knows? I might pick some up on my next order of things, whenever that is. Oh, that's something I should probably talk about. Speaking of orders of things, I did, in fact, get an order from Midwest Model Railroad. Besides that, I wasn't around yet. Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I was leaving unsaid, Adam. Jury's still out. You'll see how it looks after clear coat, but so far so good. Nice. Yeah, so speaking of orders, this is something I probably should talk about on stream here, since we will be probably working on it on stream next week. But I wanted to jump in with N scale as we start off the year right. I've been for a little while now bouncing around about this GP9 project. So this is a Walther's train line GP9 in HO scale. Just a cheap, you know, not well, probably about train set quality train locomotive. But I am going to make it far better than that. Yeah, so I'm going to start it this week, Paul, for sure. I think you're right in that it's not going to get done by Springfield. If I'm going to get my modules done by Springfield, I don't think this is going to be done by Springfield. But it will be done by, it'll definitely be done by, I'm going to try and get it running by Springfield. We'll do that. I'm going to try and get the basics of it running by Springfield. But who knows if that'll actually happen. But anyways, I don't remember what I was saying or how I started saying it. But this is going to be a super detailed HL scale GP9R for the BNCCS. And in order to facilitate that, this order from Midwest Model Railroad came in with, shall we say, a handful of detail parts, including the horn that I have decided is going to be standard on BNCCS motive power, which is the Leslie RSL3LR, which is the standard Conrail horn. I just really like the sound of it. I think it sounds great. Let me pull up an audio clip of a RSL3LR real quick. YouTube RSL3LR. There it is. Pause the music so you can hear this beautiful horn. So that's what I went with. I love the way it sounds. And yes, I did go with the Gotham ones because they were the only three chime Leslies that were available on at least the only like modern 3-chime Leslies that were available on Midwest. But I mean, you know, just looking at them, they look fantastic. So almost as good as an RS5T. Listen, all Leslie RS horns sound good, in my opinion. But in my opinion, the 3 chimes are just better than the 5 chimes. I don't know why. I can't explain it. I just like them better. And I love the subtle differences that the RSL3LR has over just like the RS3L or RS3. Alright, I think these decals are ready to be cut out now. So let's cut that away. Let's cut this away. Beautiful. Now I just need to paint the sides of this black as well. And I do think I probably should have gone with a thinner piece of styrene, but this piece is fine. So with the Loc programmer and with my decision of RSL3LRs being standard, I now have to think about what my first Loc sound decoder install is going to be. Because I'm going to do an N-scale one before I do. I'm going to do a Loc sound decoder for the Jeep 9R and program it up and get the sounds all correct. But I have to decide what my first decoder install is going to be. Is it going to be on a New Haven Jeep 9 to get, and I'll see if I can get over to Danbury and get a recording of the air whistle on their RDC, the Hancock air whistle on their RDC to get that accurate, or will it be one of my B&CCS locomotives that's going to get RSL3LR sound on its decoder? I don't know. Oh, interesting. Okay, well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to wipe it out then. I was looking at where the where this plate needs to get mounted, and I realized on this model it actually has the it has some slight lettering differences compared to the prototype picture I'm looking at. Probably just different era of the way it looked. It probably moved the stencil around, but it has my car has some lettering right here, which right here on the reference image, you can see it's not right here, it's right here. I'm not gonna try and replace it there. I'm just gonna wipe it out from down here. Unfortunately, I don't have any paper towels in here, so I can't really soak it well. I'm just gonna hope that this comes out okay. Yeah, it's wiping off. Okay, good. Of course, it's hard to get the angle right. No, I do think this one is my best. Oh, no, we'll do this. I need another. Sorry, I'm doing this off camera. I'm obviously a little rusty. So let's see, now the next step, well, I guess the next step, what I need to do to up my streaming game is I need to actually get a desktop, which I'm working on that. I'm saving up for it. I think this month I'll actually be able to start getting parts. I'm going to build my own PC. But then after that, my next step is to upgrade my camera game. So Paul, I'll probably be talking to you about what camera it is you use again, because I know you've told me, but I don't remember. Or I'll figure something out on my own. There we go. You gotta go. 4 a.m. comes early. Yep, that it does. Thanks for stopping in, Dennis. It's always a pleasure hearing from you and having you in the chat. Hope you have a wonderful night, and see you around. Yeah, it is going to be pretty cool, Paul. I'm looking forward to doing the PC build. It's something I've been meaning to do for a while now, but it's kind of expensive. So I decided that all my Christmas and birthday money, or birthday and Christmas money, is all going to go to the PC. I thought about maybe replacing my camera instead, but I can do that at a later date because my camera is working okay right now. It's not great, my camera for videography and photography, not my webcams. Shoot, too much. There we go. But so I decided that it's all gonna. That's what my money's all gonna go to, and I'm looking forward to getting that done. It's not gonna be a super powerful PC. Doesn't need to be. But it's going to be enough to be better than my laptop, which is not hard to do because my laptop doesn't think it has a graphics card other than a default Windows graphics package. So it's not hard to do better than my laptop right now, but it's time. I've had this laptop for coming up on 7 years now. I got it from RPI when I started going to school there. So it is time for an upgrade. There we go. We got one on. Right there. So now we got to do the other one. Yeah, I'm going to be talking through things with my friend who has a computer systems engineering degree and is formerly worked for IBM and is in talks to work for AMD now. So I'm going to talk with him about it and have him help me put it together and everything. But I'm going to have a nice PC, which will make me happy. And it'll make things better for both streaming and stuff like that, because I'll be able to stream. The Workbench has been fine streaming on this laptop, other than a couple of times. But what will be improved is I'll be able to not only play but also stream things like Railroader, things like Train Sim 2025, things like Train Z maybe. Because I have all 3 of those games. Unfortunately, I don't play them very often because my computer runs like a potato when I try and launch them. So, and I definitely, I've tried streaming them. It's just not. It doesn't do it. It just doesn't do it. So, with a PC, a desktop, I will hopefully be able to share that with you all, as well as my physical modeling. Oops. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, no. Ah, jeez. Well, I just launched that one. Is that it? No. Did it go on the ground? Maybe. Oh, is that it? That's not it. Where the heck did it go? Alright, well, I might just do another one because I have a bunch here. I'm just going to quickly look around with my flashlight, and if I don't see it with my flashlight, we're just going to move on. Excuse me. Stand up real quick, make sure it's not like under me. Nope. Alright, we'll just do another one. I don't really care too much about these decals since I have a ton of them. So I'm not too worried about having to do another one. It's just a little annoying. Cut another one out from decal sheet here. Let's give it a dunk. Hey, John. Good to see you. How are you doing? How's things down in Florida? Speaking of John and Paul and Joey, who I have not seen in here tonight, but I think he was over on Paul's stream earlier. Where the heck did I just put those? Well, if I can find my decals, we'll be speaking of them. What the heck? How did I lose a giant yellow packing envelope? That's not it. How do I do this? Someone tell me how I do this. Found it. But speaking of those guys, maybe we'll do this tonight as well for some of my stuff. I got in the mail last week my ARC decals, my Association for Railcar Conformance. Joey would be so proud that I got that one right. Oh, of course not, Paul. I think that's a universal thing. But like, how do I lose this? How do I lose this? How does one do that? I don't understand it myself sometimes. But anyways, yeah, so I have my ARC decals. So maybe I'll once I've made some progress on this car, maybe I'll switch over to doing some ARC decals. I just realized I never blocked out any of my identifying information on this folder here, which is not usually an issue because usually I don't show this on stream very much. But it's just not a bad idea to have that squared away. There we go. That's a little safer. Perfect. But yeah, how do I lose this? I don't get it. Anyway. So, yeah, we'll do some arc decals in a bit. All right, let's put this ACI label on my styrene. There we go. Let that dry. Let me grab a piece of BNCCS roller stock here that I can put an ARC logo on while that's drying. Put it on that. Put it on. Where'd it go? Put it on my caboose. There we go. Ooh, IPA baths. Fun. I was showing off earlier, John. I had a couple of locomotives in IPA baths recently. Two RS11s. We got one is done. It's the Atlas one, and the Kato one still needed some. Pardon me. Still needed some convincing, so hopefully by the end of stream I'll be able to scrub that one clean. And then I do actually have another RS11, Kato RS11. But I might make that one a New Haven RS11 instead of a BNCCS RS11. Because that one, well, I don't know. I have to talk to the guys at the club. Because I got that one from, there was a donation to one of my clubs. And I just want to make sure that they're cool with me taking it fully. I mean, it seemed like they were when I was talking with them about it. But I want to confirm it before I turn it into a freelance unit. Yes, it is absolutely super satisfying, John. And unfortunately, I don't have the decals for it ready because when I sent the decals, the decal order to Fusion Scale, I accidentally, instead of having the vector art for the logo, I instead attached a PNG. Let me zoom in so you can actually see it. So it turned out super pixelated. There, you can see the rectangles of the pixels on the sheet there, kinda. So, and you can really see it on like that's just a blur. It's not really logo. So I did just resend this order. It also somehow got shifted down and to the right, and I'm not really sure how that happened. So in any case, I just resent the order. I made sure that there was no more PNGs, only vector art, and then sent it again. So hopefully we'll get it back in a week or so, and then those will be good. But in any case, we are doing, yeah, that unit is, I think I've decided that unit's going to be the BNCCS fresh repaint, The other unit that I have ready for, or that will be soon ready for paint, that one is going to be an X Lehigh Valley X Conrail unit that the BNCCS picked up off a Conrail in 79 with the big Alco Purge. And it's going to be double patch. It's going to be Lehigh Valley paint, patched to Conrail, with the Conrail patches patched to the BNCCS, which I think will be very fun. I was showing that off earlier on stream, my graphic work for that. So I'm excited for that. Need to learn how to do vector art. You have so many decals to do. It's really not hard. Once you figure, you just have to decide on what program you're going to use. It's not hard to do once you really start getting into it. It takes a little bit of getting used to the programs, but once you're in there, it's actually quite easy. Oops, don't do that. All right, we're gonna let that paint dry a little bit. I'll move this out of the way. Let's take out our arc decals. Where did I just put my X-Acto? Did it roll under here? No. There it is. Put it in the Rapido box. It's high on your list of things to learn. Yeah, it's the other nice thing about it is once you get into it, it actually becomes, at least in my experience, it becomes really fun to be able to just do the artwork for things. Like I've had a ton of, like, especially with the little things for me. The little things have been the most fun. Things like designing or tracing out, like Pullman Standard Builders logo, or EMD and Alco build plates, and things like that. That way I can have those little tiny details on my engines and on my rolling stock. I think it's just super fun. What logo do I want to go with for this boxcar? Excuse me. I think I'm going to go with the white no background. Do a video on it soon. Yeah. Yeah, you were talking about that on your stream earlier, Paul. It's going to be a good video. Oh, I'm working off camera, aren't I? Why didn't anyone yell at me that the screen was just white? Come on, guys. Be better about that. Alright, maybe let's... Did I just send another one? It just might not be... It just might not be doable tonight for me to get this freaking ACI label on there. I might just have to do that side. Oh, wait. I see it. I got it. I got it. I was really thinking I might just have to wait till... Just do the one side tonight and then wait till tomorrow to do the other side. But I got it. Let's put just the tiniest bit. There we go. No, don't glue to the... Save the decal. Hey, Emmett. Thanks for stopping in. Say hi before bed. Hope you're doing well. It's good to see it's good to see the progress in Paul's Discord about how your layout's coming along. Excited to see it go. Oh, wait. It's a good thing I didn't do that. You see, it was meant to be because I haven't wiped out the text there that I did on the other side. There we go. All right, let that sit for a minute. While that's sitting, we're going to jump back over to Arc. I love multitasking. There we go. Let's get the Arc decal dipped in the water. For anyone who missed what Arc is, the Association for Railcar Conformants is a fictional organization founded in 1946 to set the standards for railcar maintenance. And it's part of the Circa cinematic universe of sorts. It's basically part of the Circa timeline, the Short Car and Regional Carriers of America timeline, which Paul and John and Joey all worked together to develop, which is a similar thing, but for more modern day. Circa was founded in 2002 in the timeline, or on the timeline. And it's super fun, and I have some Circa decals that I have done for some of the small bits of HO scale stuff that I've worked on. But with the N scale, I really want to keep the era hard and fat, hard as a hard limit between 75 and 85. And so in order to accommodate people like me, whose main freelance stuff happens before 2002, they brought me on board to develop the story of Arc and bring railcar conformance to a whole nother era of freelancers. Anyone who is going to the Amherst Railway Society's Railroad Hobby Show, or the Amherst Show in West Springfield, Massachusetts at the end of the month, if you see myself, John, or Paul, or Joey or Paul, John, I don't think will be making it up for Florida. But if you see any of us, we may or may not have some things for you about Arc or Circa. So stop by and chat with us if you see us. Sounds good, Paul. Thanks for stopping in. It's always great to have you in the stream. It's always fun. I will see you around, my friend. But yeah, so I'm super grateful to John and Joey and Paul for bringing me on board to kind of spearhead what would become Arc, and bring that to freelancers of an earlier era, because it's such a fun idea to have this organization that unites all these freelance stories. And I was super happy to be part of the team to bring that to the earlier era era of modelers. Where did my toothpick just go that I was using to wipe the dang lettering off? Who saw where I put it? Did anyone see where I put it? Because I didn't see where I put it. And I put it there. Alright, well, let's just try and use this then. There we go. That's doing the trick. Oh, found it. It was right in front of me. Because of course it was. Alright, let's get this arc decal. Bring this, I need to bring it down over this. And now I just need to blend the weathering. So I'll have to blend that weathering, but there it is. I've officially arced my first car. And I'm super excited about it. All right, let's get the rest of this lettering all wiped off. Come on, all right. More microsol. This lettering is being very stubborn. All right. Now what's coming up? Perfect. Good. Good, good, and good. Beautiful. All right, let's get this ACI label on. There we go. Okay. We are good on that. So now we can get a light fade going because this car... Oops, I forgot to unzoom on this. This car does have some light fading. Especially on the lettering. So we're going to do some light fading. And then after the light fading is done, we're going to go ahead and start to grime it up some. But not too much tonight because we are... starting to come to the end. Okay, so I think that should be set by now. Yep, perfect. Sweet. All right, let's go ahead and get to the main part of the show now, which is what most of what was supposed to be happening tonight, which was weathering, but I got very sidetracked, as I tend to do. It's not an uncommon thing for me. But, hey, you know, you guys are all still here enjoying it, so that's all that's important, right? All right. So, I'm going to use this brush, I think. It's big and soft. You know what? I'm gonna stop right here for a second. I'll be back in just a moment. I'm gonna step over to the window and clear coat this before I do anything. That way I can't screw it up. Okay. So as that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and do the other arc decal. Oops. Sorry about that. Pop that out, dip it in the water. Keep letting this Flexi Flo dry. Let's go ahead and put some microsol on this arc decal while we're waiting for the other one. Let's go ahead and flip it over. Grab the other arc decal here. There we go. Hey, Ray. Good evening. Welcome to my new train room. It's my office slash train room slash workspace slash so on and so forth. Congratulations, Ray, on selling all 100 of the ATLP 2027 cars. I kept going back and forth on whether I would get one, and I decided I wouldn't, just because I wouldn't really have... I would be taking it from someone who would probably... It would make more sense for them to have. But, congratulations on selling them all. You know, it's awesome to see. I'm working on this Flexi Flo tonight. Well, among several other things that I keep bouncing back and forth between. Holding out for N. I mean, I'm just saying. But yeah, I'm super stoked to see that you sold them all. And I'm excited, for when they come out. I think that you were saying they come out end of this year or sometime next year. I can't recall when Prairie Shadows said they were coming out. Or was it Prairie Shadows or was it Aurora? Now I can't remember. Oh my gosh. But I can't wait to see, when they come out, all the people start to post with them, because it looks is a great looking car. It came out looking beautiful. So fall. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Pardon me. All right. Oh, I never even mentioned earlier in the stream. I never even mentioned one of the coolest things about this this reference photo that I'm using tonight, which is that this reference photo in the opposite corner of the screen for me. This reference photo was taken in Poughkeepsie, New York. If I come back over here. Load the original post. View post. There we go. At Poughkeepsie, New York, May 21st, 1978. Right there in the background. So we have 885-830, 897, 808, and 898092. And in the background of 808092, you can see there's the Poughkeepsie Railroad Bridge in the background right there. 4 years after it burned. So this is in Poughkeepsie looking across the river, which is super cool to see. And it makes for an excellent reference because it's right in my era and right in my region, right where I model. So you can't really ask for much better reference images than that. Although I don't know, Ray. It's got a lot of shadow on that car. So dumb. Oh, also, Ray, I don't know if you did this intentionally or not, but if you did, it's really funny the way it worked out. In the 2025 recap episode, during the question of the month segment, you put Eddie, then Billy, then myself. And I don't know if you did this intentionally, but in doing that, you gave a little model train people segment to the show. Which I think is pretty funny. I shared it in the Discord after I listened in, and I was like, and Eddie and Billy were both like, "No way, that's so funny." Shucks. Alright, let me pick this shell up before I forget. And lose it. Try to find it. Later. Let's clean up these numbers. All right. Good. There we go. Now we're starting to get there. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. I'm actually gonna pull up the post again, not really to look at this car. I want to see if I can get a good glimpse. There really isn't much going on, like in the Central Flexi Flo. Images. Yeah, there's really not much weathering that happens on the inside there. Maybe a little bit of road grime, but that looks like about it based on everything I'm seeing. Yeah. Okay. Let's jump back to 897 808 then. Flip to the other side. Give it a bath. There we go. Fade, fade, fade. And I gotta clean off the ACI plate. Good. Let's add some more. I'm going to try and finish up this fade job tonight. And then call it a night there probably. I do have work in the morning, so I gotta get ready for that. Okay. Now let's just put some fade on the roof here. Pardon. Just trying to clean up all of the infilled walkways. Okay. And with that, I think I'm going to wrap the stream. So we got the ACI plates on the Flexi Flo car here. We got a good start on the weathering on it. I'm just going to go back in and lighten up this a little bit. There we go. So I think that's where we're going to wrap it. Having done the base weathering, gotten the ACI plates, and gotten the ARC decals on my B&CCS PS5344 boxcar, which I now need to blend the weathering on. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight, folks. I hope you've enjoyed the first stream in a new room here. I'm looking forward to many more. I can't wait. Oh, pardon me. Can't wait to finish getting everything set up in here. It's largely set up, but there's still a lot more cleanup work to do and finishing things up. So, can't wait to wrap things up in here and have a truly, set up room. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. And I will see you all on the next track.